Speedrunning BeamNG isn't just about crossing that beautiful finish line. It's about pushing the limits of physics, creativity, and pure determination. In this video, we are diving into why speedrunners love this game. From the chaos of random scenarios to the satisfaction of mastering impossible skips. I even got some insight from the pros who have been breaking records for years. Maybe this video will give you the determination to start running BeamNG yourself. Let's start with the basics. Why is BeamNG speedrunning so unique? It's one simple word that makes everything complex: physics. BeamNG's unique soft body simulation makes it like no other racing games or driving simulator out there. That alone explains so much, but experiencing it, that's a whole different story. Take a look at one simple track: knockaway, blocked road. For the average player, it's pretty straightforward. Engage the rocket booster and destroy whatever is in your way. But the speedrunners? Oh, this scenario opens up a world of possibilities. It's relatively new, yet 3 completely different routes have already been discovered. Why? Because hitting objectives doesn't really matter. Your only goal is to reach the hidden finish line. Ideally, you would just drive straight there with the rocket booster, but as you would expect, controlling a vehicle at that speed is far easier said than done. So let's break down the 3 main strategies for this 20-second track. The first one is kinda simple. Try to drive as straight as possible, avoid obstacles and drop into the pond to slow down before crossing the finish line. Without that pond, there is just not enough turning power to get across the line. It's straightforward, but also the slowest of the 3. Second strategy, this is where things get crazy. With the rocket booster, why not take to the skies? There is a ramp you can use for launch, but here is a catch. You can't really turn for optimal setup, or can you? Some speedrunners use objects like a conveniently placed car to hit and redirect themselves onto the ramp. It's tricky to set up and even harder to control. Since the rocket booster is so powerful, it can literally make the car spin uncontrollably while in the air. To counter this, you have to turn off the booster mid-flight, which is no small task. While this strategy can save time, it's incredibly hard to execute consistently and has slower acceleration overall. And finally, the fastest strategy on this map. Start by turning right to set up a better angle, then aim for a straight shot to the finish. It sounds simple, but it's far from easy. The car becomes wildly unpredictable off-road, and one small mistake is all it takes to ruin a run. But for those who can master it, this strategy delivers the best results. Now imagine combining all these tricks and skips to tackle a 5-minute course. It's this blend of strategy, creativity and chaos that keeps speedrunners coming back for more. Whether it's finding new routes, perfecting vehicle control, or just embracing the absurdity of BeamNG physics, there is always something to love. And that is just one track. Multiply this by hundreds of maps, endless strategies, and a community that thrives on discovery. And it's easy to see why BeamNG speedrunning is so addictive. But my words might not be convincing enough. So let's ask some major speedrunners about it. Why do they keep playing and loving BeamNG speedrunning so much? Let's start with Bl1tz3n, the community manager and moderator for Speedrun.com. He is a long-standing member of the BeamNG speedrunning community and holds records for some of the game's most unique challenges, like bus routes. Why does he love speedrunning this game? Well, it's simple. The sheer variety of content and the consistent updates. Every challenge feels unique in its own way. And what's even cooler? There is always more than one way to win. Discovery is a huge part of BeamNG speedrunning. Skips, bugs, strategies. It's a playground for endless possibilities. Next up is Skeel, a fellow YouTuber and all-around great person, with 1000 hours in the game and counting. Skeel is convinced they will eventually reach 9000, thanks to the game's variety and the thrill of speedrunning. Right now, they are attempting the ultimate speedrun, all scenarios in one sitting. It's a brutal challenge because of all the skips and the constant risk of mistakes. And it's not just the gameplay, they love the community too. Speedrunners are always ready to share tips and help, even if it meant their own records might get beaten. That is the spirit of BeamNG community. The third person on our list is PlanetXtream, someone you might recognize from the video about insane skips in BeamNG. His reason for speedrunning is probably the most unique: ego. Imagine being the best at something, the best in the whole world. That's a feeling he lives for. He gets a massive adrenaline rush while speedrunning with realistic controls, wheel and pedals, and loves tackling long, grueling missions like garage-to-garage runs. Picture 30 minutes of non-stop driving and 50 kilometers of pure focus and excitement. But here is what's even cooler. He loves how the devs sometimes completely overhaul scenarios, which archives old records forever. For him, this is the ultimate achievement, knowing your name will always be in the Hall of Fame with an unbeatable record. And to top it off, here is his own quote: "It is also undoubtedly fun to drive a huge range of cars and be good at them all, but mostly ego and adrenaline and ego. Up next is Vulp, a rising star in the speedrunning scene, only playing and practicing for 5 months, and he's already on the streak of breaking world records every day for 20 days. Imagine that! He is also experimenting with blindfolded speedruns on Twitch, which is absolutely wild. So, what keeps him hooked? It's simple. There is so much to speedrun. Time trials, scenarios, bus routes, campaigns, each with different driving styles. The soft body physics make everything harder, but also way more fun. From driving to finding and executing shortcuts. Since the game is still in early access, there are plenty of unoptimized setups, both in cars and in runs, meaning even the average player can make a huge impact. And of course, there is the community. Friendly rivalries, sharing knowledge, hyping each other up. It all makes speedrunning personal and exciting. Finally, let's talk about Hyku, the final boss of the speedrunning community. He is so good, it almost feels unfair. Why does he love speedrunning BeamNG? His answer is simple to say, but hard to explain to someone who hasn't tried. The game's insanely high skill ceiling and difficulty. Completing some scenarios casually is already tough, but speedrunning them, that's a whole new level. It's impressive and satisfying to pull off. BeamNG is also punishing. One tiny mistake and you're back to the start. Runs like Gavril Jump Course might look easy to viewers, but they're incredibly difficult. The physics simulation plays a huge role in everything, from vehicle handling to a tiny rock on the road. That's why Hyku loves games like BeamNG. They're difficult, complex, and incredibly rewarding for those who can master them. Now that you know why speedrunners love what they do, let's get to the why you should try it out yourself. If you have never tried speedrunning before, BeamNG is a perfect place to start. The community is incredibly welcoming and supportive, always ready to share tips, celebrate your progress, and even laugh along with your fails. It's not about perfection, it's about the journey, the discoveries, and maybe a few epic crashes along the way. BeamNG's unique mix of soft body physics and endless creativity means every run feels like a new adventure. From jungle rallies and precision crawls to high-speed street racing, there is something for everyone. So why not give it a shot? The community is waiting, the skips are out there to be discovered, and the leaderboards is ready for your name. Grab your controller or wheel, buckle up and see what kind of speedrunner you can become. Who knows, you might just be the next record breaker we will be talking about in a future video. And with that, we have reached the finish line for this video. BeamNG isn't just a game, it's a wild ride full of creativity, challenge, and yes, some spectacular crashes. Whether you are a seasoned speedrunner or just someone looking for a new way to experience the chaos of BeamNG, there is no better time to dive in. Until then, keep driving, keep discovering, and most importantly, keep having fun. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and hit like, and I'll see you in the next one.